Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode, Tact and Diplomacy. As you can tell, the music is serene and calm as we left the players last week. But before we go and check in with everyone, let's go round and look at our links. Let's go around and look at our links. That's what I meant to say. Yep, let's look at our links. Check out my social links. We've got Twitter, Discord, and YouTube. Go and be involved. Also, check out our sponsors. Mage Hand Press, who create third-party content for 5e, like Dark Matter, which you can see on Thursdays at 1 p.m. And the Deck of Many. You've heard of the Deck of Many Things. You might have also heard of the Humblewood book, which will be released officially in November, early November. I have it on good authority, so check that out. It's great. There's a thing in here, like a community bard. It's really cool. Anyway, I'll talk about that other time. Thank you very much for that donation. Bowman coming in early with the donations. Hot diggity damn. We've got 2 advantages for Kayla, 1 advantage for Kelly, 1 advantage for Renee, 2 advantages for Mackenzie, 2 advantages for Paige, and an auto success for Paige. So I'll be updating the overlay when we go around and say hi to everyone. That should get everyone to 5 advantages and 1 auto success. Good, that will help me with the maths. Thank you. Let's go around and say hello, everyone. Introduce yourselves. Also, thank you, Paige and Kelly, for the subs. Let me know where you want your advantages to go. If you want to give them to me, you can. I understand. I won't abuse them.
I'm gonna give mine to Reese because I already feel bad.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, talk about premonition.
Can I just give mine to the pot? Can that happen? Because I just don't want anyone to die today.
Okay, we'll have 2 in the pot then, because Dozer Black also donated 1 in the pot. So there's already 1 sitting in the pot for us. 2 advantages for... Sorry, I'm rapidly reading over here to get the overlay. So let's go, Paige, hi!
How dare you? Hi everyone, I'm Paige. I'm known as D&D and Paige Online. I'm here on Mondays, as you can see this face. On Tuesdays, I am on Onyx Path. And then, yeah. I'm so nervous. I did a bad thing last time.
I mean, you didn't know it was bad.
Is this where we launch into the jokes about touching things with boys in caves?
Mm-hmm.
I think we already did that last week. We had that pretty covered last week. So let's just skip straight over to Mackenzie.
It's a
Speaking
recap.
of boys in caves, hello. Hi, I'm Mackenzie. Mackenzie Lane D on Twitter. I played said boy in cave last week, Kaiden Hale, an absolute garbage mess. But when I'm not playing Kaiden, the hot garbage mess, you can find me as a DM for Apotheosis on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. EST. You can also find me on the Encounter Roleplays of Broken Crown on Wednesdays. Both of those are for the next 2 weeks. Oh god, it's finale season and I'm emotionally not ready. If streams aren't your thing, you can listen to me on podcasts. As the DM for One-on-One, a D&D Duet campaign, which officially relaunches tomorrow morning. Oh boy, I am stressed. But you can check out more at One-on-One DND on Twitter. You can also check out my stuff on Itch.io and DM's Guild. I published a candy compilation of cool 50 magical candies for your D&D games. Kelly edited it, and Kelly is amazing, and I love her so much, and it was an absolute joy working with her. And you could also check out like my game Bird Brains if you want to be Chaos Birds, because apparently that's the thing. Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing's gonna happen tonight. We're fine.
Mackenzie, I'm gonna 100% call you out here as well for... I don't know if that's complaining or just stating that you have 3 disadvantages in the Zoom chat, which I'm pretty sure you gave them all to yourself.
No, one of them was mine. Only one. Only one. It makes up for the stacks I have tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Well, next round, we have... Yeah, I'm brushing over. Next round, we have Cashel or Renee. Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm Cashel, and my other part is Renee. And Renee does things. I'm only here on Mondays. I don't know what to tell you. I literally only exist on Mondays. But Renee does a lot of stuff, including stream here on Wednesdays. also like writes for this game called Weave and like writes on her website and does like podcast stuff like Fate and the Fable Maidens, family friendly D&D, and Edenfall, which is totally inspired by another Scratticus show where you could find her in previous seasons. But yeah, mostly I lick things and make things explode, and that's what I do. You can find Renee on Twitter. I'm there sometimes too, licking tacos. Check back later.
And I had the pleasure of speaking with Cashel some today earlier in DMs.
Yeah, it's a good thing you messaged me on Monday because I don't exist any other day.
I know. I planned it. Thank you for that as well, Cashel. Thank you for making time. I know you've only got 1 day a week to exist, and thank you for spending some of that time talking with me.
Yeah, well, you're cool, I guess.
I'm also in your head, 100%. Like...
Yep. Yep.
Next round we have
Next
Kelly.
person now.
Yep.
Hi. I'm Kelly. I play Eris, who was not here last week, and I'm afraid. Not so much for Eris, more for myself. I do things on the internet. I tweet things sometimes. I edit stuff and sometimes write stuff for DM's Guild. My Twitter is full of it. You can find it all there. In particular, you should look to the editing I did with Mackenzie, which was wonderful. I also write articles on Scrat's Patreon. Thank you all for rolling with me while I took a little bit of time off of doing that, but I'm back in the game. Get hype. That's me. That's all I got.
And literally, I'm sure, wrote an entire article you just sent to me earlier today just to call me out, I'm sure. I'm almost certain you wrote it just to call me out, but there we go. You'll have to wait a little while until I release that one. I've got a little bit of a backlog of articles to read. A nice place to be in. So, last but most certainly not least, hey, Kayla! And don't you have something special to do for us as well? Oh, this is going to be so
Yes,
fun!
I do. First, my name is Kayla. Hi, everybody. I play Reese. Woof, this is going to be a thing. But we can also, like last week, do another little tarot session with the deck of many things to show off their beautiful, beautiful cards. All right. And since it's Kelly's back, and she wasn't here last time, I figured we'd let her have the privilege. So you tell me when to stop, Kelly.
Ooh. And stop.
Oh God, this end of the deck. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I might have to refer to the list. This one is Don John. Let me check my references. I have the little book. That's actually the one I accidentally got doubled of. Let's see. It does come with a neat little booklet too, where it shows you all of the things. You disappear and become entombed in a state of suspended animation in an extra-dimensional sphere. Everything you are wearing and carrying stays behind in the space you occupied when you disappeared. You remained imprisoned until you are found and removed from the sphere. This is not great. This is
Especially
this is
considering
not...
our party's split right now.
Or it could just be like what happened last week.
I mean, yeah.
That's where Eris is.
I'm hoping?
Hey,
This
look,
is-
if you're imprisoned in an extra-dimensional sphere, you're not dead, right?
See, the thing is I'm fine with this if this was the speculation, but then we have Scrat sipping his tea like this is nothing, and it's... Oh.
It tastes good. It does taste
Yeah,
good.
I hope it does.
I hope it tastes like honey and player tears.
It mostly just tastes really relevant.
Well, that is our tarot session for this session, which is totally not bad at all. Woof.
So, without any further ado, we pan to a military establishment. Before the events of last session, everyone is in bed, hungover, recovering after their wake. except for Eris, who wakes up early and begins trudging, leaving tracks heading south. Which is as much as the rest of our players know. Please may I have a private moment?
Which, I hope my mic's better now, which I actually told Scrat to do. So, I knew this was coming.
Hee. Eris, you head south. What do you have planned?
So previously I saw a figure standing on a hillside, or mountainside, cliffside, I don't know. Peak? There we go, that's generic. Standing on a peak, right before, for lack of a better set of words, shit went to hell a couple sessions ago.
It hardly ever does that.
And Eris has become quite obsessed with this peak and the fact that there was like omens that she saw, but she doesn't believe in omens. But there were omens that happened, and so now she's confused as to if she believes in omens. So she's going to go find out information, and she wants to go investigate said peak where said sketchy figure was, to try and see if there is anything there to be seen.
And as you head south, Eris, where does your mind start thinking?
Well, when we last saw Eris, she was having kind of a rough time. She was feeling very, I guess, just lonely, but also like resolute in her loneliness. So I think at first she's like kind of relieved that she's alone. She's got time to think. She doesn't have all this chittering going on of all these other people. She is doing what she does best, trudging out alone, getting into trouble. So there's some comfort in that, I think. And then refocusing on the task ahead, she is actually like hopeful that she'll find like a big bad or something scary, and she's like, she thinks that something in charge was up there, and she kind of hopes she finds it.
As you are walking, Eris, a crow flies overhead.
Oh. Which way is it coming from?
It sort of swoops in a circle and alights on a branch along your path. Suddenly, you find yourself remembering Martius. And the things he did in the basement. You don't believe in omens, right?
No.
He did.
He believed in all sorts of things, which is what got him into trouble. When Eris thinks of her brother, she struggles. Because she remembers when she was really little, and he was like her best friend. And so there's these happy memories there. And she struggles not to rewrite them. and to leave them alone. But every time she starts to think of some of these happy memories, she remembers his descent into dark things, and that's really why she's out here in the first place. She can't decide if she's out here hoping to confront him or to save him, or I think a small part of her wonders if he's long gone.
The crow caws at you.
She turns to look. Can she actually like approach the tree that it's on?
As you step closer, it does take flight again. Doesn't let you approach too. But it does seem to fly straight to the peak you are heading.
I think she just kind of whispers to herself. She's like, "Okay, Martius. Let's see what you've got." And she continues to follow, kind of trudging through the snow.
Could you roll me a Demorphin mystery?
Sure.
Hey, that's not terrible.
It's like almost as high as I can go, I think.
Not quite, not quite. You
Not quite.
You can achieve easy things.
Yes.
It seemed as though the crow was trying to tell you something. You can't shake that feeling. It was cawing at you. It wasn't like warning or anything.
And you said it went towards the direction she was heading? Is there anything else out there that she can see?
The peak seems coated in snow. You can see some light greys, but for the most part it's snow covered. It seems there was a heavy snowfall at night. Even the exact spot which yesterday where the creature, person, figure was standing would be covered in snow right now.
Does the crow do anything? Can she track it?
Sure, give me a perception. You're good at that, right? Yeah, you see it. You see it fly along. It flies along your path like there's almost a natural path created between the trees. And it goes and alights on a piece of stone right over on the peak. You get the feeling an untrained eye wouldn't be able to spot this. Quite a distance. You also get the feeling the untrained eye wouldn't notice the other crows. As these trees are not covered in leaves as they appear, they're covered in wings. Sitting deadly still. There must be 100, 200 crows roosting in these dead trees.
Well, that's terrifying. Because that's not normal. Are they watching her? Are they watching Eris?
Well, with that many, it's hard for some not to. But it's not like you have...
It's not like they're like all trained on.
No. However, as you step closest to the next tree, you do hear a... "Ah! Ah!" Not angry, just a small caw.
Use your words. She says. That's what I say to my dog.
Red rum. No, that doesn't happen.
I think she wants to know what this stone is that this crow is sitting on, and so she'll head towards it, but she's gonna weave through the trees such that she's putting as much distance between her and the trees full of crows as possible.
Yep, so like sort of taking the dead center of the path.
Yeah. Partially because it seems kind of like a path, so that seems safest, and partially like that's what she's telling herself, like, this seems like a road, so I'm gonna stay on the road. What she's doing is like staying away from the crows. Oh, music change. This is uncomfortable. That's
Yes, the music does begin to change. As you walk along this path, the crows begin to, not like they're following you. No, that's not what's happening. But as you pass the first couple
not possibly.
As you pass the first couple of trees, 4 or 5 crows land on the path behind you.
Do they... Do they just sit? Do they seem like they're like blocking the path?
Yeah, they're blocking the path, just like they landed on the ground. Some of them are walking, or others are doing the wings thing, you know, like getting comfy.
Getting a stretch on.
Yeah. Are you looking behind you as you walk?
Yeah. She's really nervous about these like crows. There's enough of them. They're scary.
Suddenly becoming aware of how sharp their beaks look?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's not a problem.
And there's a lot of them. She's gonna like just a bird. And she'll like shoot. And then keep walking.
As you go shoo, one of them defiantly like hops closer. Ah!
Okay, just do whatever you freaking want then. Stupid animals.
As you look back forwards, 2 crows have sat on the path ahead of you. Not blocking the path, they're just standing on either side of it, and both of them are looking at you.
Like... Are they... So you said they're on either side of it?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to kind of slow her pace. and look forward and see if the initial crow was still sitting where it was before.
It seems so. Is it the same one? Give me another perception check.
Oh. $22.
Sorry?
Very difficult. I rolled a 22.
You rolled, yeah, it's a good roll. Consistent roll.
Yeah.
Very consistent.
I'm consistently observant.
It is the same crow. As you look again, wondering how you're even going to be able to tell, you can see there's a little white fleck on its beak. Where all the rest of the crows are pitch black.
Eris has this kind of whisper almost in the back of her head, like, is this a sign from her brother? It was weird that she just started to think of him randomly out in the woods. Then again, maybe she started thinking about him just because it's similar pain there. It's hard to say. But there's more crows behind her than in front of her. So she'll walk, but slowly. Less of the determined march that she had before, and more cautious, more keeping an eye on the things around her.
Mm-hmm. You look behind you at the crows?
After a few steps, she probably would, to see if they've moved.
How quickly do you look around? Is it like just a casual look, or are you?
Yeah, it's more like a trying to not seem like she's.
Well, as you've kept walking, more have landed. There's now 20 behind you.
It's a lot of crows.
Some of them are pecking at the dirt, others are like scratching. One of them's making a little nest in the snow and sort of roosting. But you can tell that they've all moved forward. You can see the tracks left where there were crows before, and now they're closer to you.
I think she's gonna turn back around and take a few more steps and do that thing when you think something is following you, where you're like, and like, try and like sneak a look faster than they can move.
Okay, let's see. We need something looking quickly. I'm not going to give you observation on this because I want something quick. Could be close combat, actually. You know, being able to react quickly in the moment. That could work.
Okay.
That or performance. Or feats. I'll give you the choice of the three. You go nuts.
I went with close combat. I should have gone with feats, but too late. Press the
Good
button.
enough. As you flick around, for just a moment, all of the heads are trained on you, and then they all go back to pecking and scratching. And
I feel like I should roll a mental resistance check.
you go for it.
That wasn't great.
You're a rational thinker, Eris. Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know crows are associated with the occult. So, if these crows truly are looking at you and following you, either mysticism is real and someone's using it to what? Watch you? What is this even? Are they just trying to freak you out? You have a choice here. Eris, either going to become distrustful of someone that she cannot see, or perhaps, just perhaps, Alienor isn't so weird after all. Maybe there's something to all this.
I think pre is scary watching crows. She was kind of going there anyway. I think this may have just kind of broke the dam. that maybe this whole omens thing is a thing.
Are you sure you want to choose that way? Because this will lead to you having a new belief. Essentially,
Yes.
you have the choice between
Okay.
paranoia or believing in some sort of form of mysticism.
Oh, this is hard. Okay. Rational thinking is who Eris is. A bunch of crows are not going to break that from her. There has to be someone else out here doing something. I may not believe in omens, but I've seen Alienor be able to do things. I know that Flux can do strange things. There might be somebody out here controlling these crows and making them do these things.
You haven't touched one. Maybe you're ill. Maybe someone
Are
put
any
something
of-
in your food or drink last night.
I did stop with Cash for breakfast bacon sandwiches on the way to the autopsy. Or maybe there was something that got into my system from the autopsy. There's so many options here of why these things are happening.
I think we're gonna go down the paranoid. Someone has something in for you. It doesn't have to be any more specific for that than that yet, but we'll
Yeah.
make it more specific as we go.
Yeah.
You can continue along this path. When you turn forwards, there are of course more crows, not blocking your path, but standing on either side of the path.
When she gets up to them, do they stay there or do they keep hopping away?
They stay.
Can she reach out a hand towards one? She's not gonna like swipe at it because she doesn't want to like, if it is an actual crow, she doesn't want to get bitten, right? But she just wants to see what it does and if she can like.
Do you have a discipline, either in natural environment, relations, or Demorphin mysteries, or erudition, or anything else that relates to animals?
No, I don't have any disciplines that relate to animals.
Then would you please make me a natural environment roll? As you reach out a finger towards the crow, it just nips at you. Not a bite, but a nip. Like, God, nip! Just draws a little blood from the side of your finger. That drips
But I
into
felt
the
it.
You felt it. It's real. You bleed. It lands in the snow, making a beautiful little splash pattern. It's quite pretty, really.
They must be doing something out here that's like attracting crows. She's gonna like suck on her finger and like just keep walking. Usually she really likes animals, but these crows are just not her favorite at the moment.
As you keep walking, one of them swoops on you. Tries to land on your shoulder.
And she would, her first instinct, something swooping at her, would be to duck and cover.
Yeah, so it lands on your head instead. You feel its sharp talons sort of dig into your scalp as it sort of is finding purchase.
Can she would try to grab it and like throw it.
Yeah, you throw it and it lands in the snow and sort of like hobbles off to the side of the path again.
And she makes a break for it. And she runs and tries to get out of these trees.
As you start running, it's sort of like gravity has been turned off as it looks like the trees are rising into the air as all of the crows begin to fly. And that's where we're going to leave you for now, Eris. We're going to go to everyone else. You have a good old time. Change the music up before we get the other people, because of course we want the right music to bring people in, right?
Oh, that's some familiar music.
So y'all, who can give me the quickest recap? 3, 2, 1, go!
Hot, steamy, wet.
Big danger, hot, steamy, wet. Yep.
A hole got touched and we all got
Yeah.
drenched.
And that creature rearing steam and water out of the canyon, this mine floor, raises up and 2 gigantic fists strike the wall, and you see people fall into the steam and scream. They don't come back up. They one of them is grabbed by the steam and it passes through, but all of their clothes are melted when they land on the other side. We should probably flash the warnings if someone in chat could do the warning, and that'd be great. What you doing?
I think I was running away
From
very
what I
fast.
remember, we were all running, and Cashel was at the back.
Yep, and Cashel stops.
And Cashel stops. Cashel, what you doing?
This is new. I'm a droid.
Do any of you look back as you run?
Yes?
Yeah, out of curiosity.
Like,
here,
are we doing head counts as we move to make sure everyone's together? Yeah, you see Cashel stop, take out their
I would
journal.
think military training would probably kick in and be like head count quick, make sure we're all moving the same direction. Plus, knowing that she's not exactly the most physically capable of the entire group, he'd probably have like a little extra concern to turn back and see what the
yeah,
hell's
they're not
happening.
physically capable.
I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a loving way.
No, they'll embrace it. That's true. They've got real strength. No strength.
So, and Jamie, who was also with you, he starts scaling up some of the scaffold. You can see he's actually going up to the, like the clothesline style, pulley, which still has workers who are working on the RSJs on the roof. And he's trying to save people.
Sorry, which one's Jamie?
Captain Clanahan,
Patrick.
not Jamie. Patrick.
Patrick.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I know that one.
My bad.
No, it's good.
I'll make a Jamie soon so that I don't keep confusing them. No sex.
No sex. I'm gonna turn back and try to pick up Cashel if they let me.
I mean, they won't stop you. They're gonna try and keep drawing. Are you just gonna like haul them over your shoulder?
That or football, like just tuck it underneath the arm and just one of the two.
Okay, I mean, they don't resist. I think they're like so engaged in this moment.
Cash, we have to go. And he's like,
I'm
Beeline.
drawing.
The
You've never
creature.
seen this. I've never seen this before. Whoever has seen this before?
yes, and I don't want to die to it today.
Reaches up and grabs its fingers seem to dig into the ceiling. Or I say fingers, it's more like, have you ever seen a river flowing and how it cuts into a bank? It's more like that as it cuts into the stone above, with like high pressure steam river entering right above this RSJ, which it grips this support beam and begins to pull, and as it does, the beam begins to bend.
Oh my. It's gonna bring the whole thing down.
Exactly why we need to move, and he's beelining to try and get out of there. Get everybody out of there too.
You have a
Where's
problem. There is one path out of this mine, and
This
there's
is not a
probably
good plan.
about 150 workers down here, all scrabbling for this exit. It's like a spaghetti junction as they all converge on this one path, and before you know it, you've not even got halfway up the cave, and you're in a queue. You can already hear people ahead of you beginning to get crushed and trampled.
Drawing time.
So we're in the main cavern of this mine, correct?
Well, if you remember, I said it was one big cavern that had a
Okay.
path going around the outside. And everyone is rejoining this path from their various workstations, but it's only, if you recall, I think I said it was 3 foot across and no barrier.
Yeah.
People are falling.
I grab Eleanor's waist to stop her from falling as we're trying to navigate this crowd. Alright, what the fuck is that thing, Eleanor?
I don't really know. I've never seen anything like it.
What did you do? You talked to it, didn't you?
No, I don't really think it talks. I kind of.
Everyone except for Eleanor, take off your headphones, count to 10, and then put them back on again.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Eleanor, you know what it is? It's that power. It's all power. The
Yeah.
cave is full of power. Oh boy, is it powerful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. Can I get up? I didn't really talk to it. I kind of poked it, and it's not really a thing. It's just raw energy.
Is there a way we could stop it?
really don't know, to be honest. Have I heard of anything like this? Can I like try to think back if I know anything about energy versus spirits type differences?
Paige, in the last couple of sessions, we talked about some of your past, and you can remember all of those details perfectly.
I know nothing about energy.
It's cold. Ow. Ow.
Grasping for straws. Grasping for straws.
Alright. Aren't we in a mine of things that is supposed to kill those things? We're in the middle of a mine that's filled with Turgak. Why is it here?
I don't really know, but it might be the thing that's quite upset down here. Obviously.
A
Is the
third
spirits?
arm protrudes from its chest and grips a wall, which looks like it has a thick Turgak ore vein. You can see there's a lot of people leaving this thing. It grips it and starts ripping it out of the wall.
Wait, quick question. Is this attacking people or is it attacking the wall?
The wall.
Alright. Let's just keep this thing distracted until we get everyone out of here.
You really can't touch it? You've seen what it does to everything. Everyone is dying?
We don't have to touch it. We just have to make sure we don't get crushed by... well,
The
what
castle.
it's doing.
Alright.
A burly miner is rushing up the path towards you. He doesn't look like he's going to stop.
The press against the wall? Press against the wall.
Make me a feats roll.
Oh, I'm still holding Alienor. This is evasion. This would count as evasion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can evade, yeah. Okay, great. Alienor, can you also make me a evasion roll? And what I'll do is, since Kaiden is saying that they've got hold of you, make it with advantage. A free advantage. You can keep that one. It's yours.
Evasion is under feats, right? Oh, why, thank you.
I believe it is under feats, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, evasion is a special skill that I have, so
Okay,
yeah.
first one.
Come on. Okay.
Yay!
You get a heavy shoulder check as he passes you. Reese, you're next in the line. No, wait, you're back with Cashel, so don't worry about that. They sort of push past you as well. However, you see this person, Kaiden Alienor, run into the group ahead of you, and literally, because they don't get out of his way, he just starts pushing them.
Jesus.
Throws one person clear off the edge.
Alright. Everyone's kind of starting to lose it. How do we distract this thing so they can all get out?
Well, on Stargak, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Glances down at me, covered in 2 Turgat swords and 3 Turgat daggers. Alright. Unclips one. Let's see if I can get its attention. I'm gonna go throw a dagger down the hall. See what happens.
By all means.
I'm gonna try and throw it. It's in the center of the cavern and it's like got the arms going like up the wazoo. Can I try and throw it like across the cavern and see how far it just goes?
Sure.
Cool. We're gonna yeet this. It was a critical yeet.
My god. It flies across the cavern. Were you aiming for anything in particular?
I want it to, if I can get it across the cavern and get it like jammed in the wall, see if it gets attention, like if I can just skirt by like whatever head it is and just try and get its attention.
Are you trying to hit the head at all?
No, I'm trying to like do like the brush by.
Okay. So perhaps it'll brush by its mouth as it's looking at this Turgak thing in front of it, the big ore vein. And as it's skimming by, you see its jaw open like a snake, so as only water could do. And like this white hot steam comes pouring out of its mouth towards this ore vein. I want to do the same thing I did with Alienor with Casual. Can you each take off your headphones and give me 10 seconds of Casual? Casual, you've studied a lot of these things, right? You've studied a lot of these Fiondas. You've never seen one made of elements. They always take on trees or animals or something. What the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
It melts the dagger. You don't see what happens to the dagger, but the wall starts to cave downwards.
Is it melting?
Yes.
Fuck.
Okay, that's got its attention.
Is it... This isn't melting on people, is it? It's just melting, period?
Anyone down there is already dead.
I just didn't know if it was melting, like, it was above our little platform that we're all rushing into and it was melting down on us.
Do you look up above the platform that you're all on?
Well, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, would you look at that?
Hi.
There is a Turgak ore vein up there.
Fuck.
If I started it by doing my Demorphin thing, can I try to talk to it the same way? Can I like give it like or grasp it or something the same way?
Sure.
I give it a shot.
Wait,
Give
where are
me-
you going? Where are you going?
I think I can stay.
Okay.
Give me a Demorphin Mysteries.
Ooh, I'm gonna use some of my advantages for this.
Yeah.
I'd like to roll Magians, please.
Yeah, by all means.
Thanks. I just closed out of roll 20 because of a delay.
18
but I'm
and
gonna
80.
do this again.
Okay, well, whilst you roll Magians, give me a minute with Alienor. Give us 30 seconds. You reach out. You make contact. There's a consciousness there. You know how when you enter the Demorphin circles, everything seems really peaceful? This is like the polar opposite of that. It's like raw anger.
Alright, Baylor, I'm just gonna try talking to it. Does she hear some type of voice back, or is it just more of a feel?
You awakened me.
Oh, fuck. Alright, I really didn't really mean to, but if you could just calm down, I'm sure you could really talk it through.
Its head snaps round to you.
Yeah, that's me, and I really think because I awakened you, if you just really calm down, it'd be a fair trade.
Ah!
I. Everyone back in?
Everyone except Kelly. The creature seems to turn towards you all, roar, and then like 2 more arms appear out of its shoulders. It grips the ceiling supports and starts ripping them down.
Alright, Eleanor, what did you tell it?
Alright, there's really something quite there. It's very angry. It's very, very
Eleanor,
angry.
I can see something's there and something's angry.
Yeah, but it's not like it's just raw energy without a mind. It's got something there, and it's
What does
angry.
it want?
I don't really know. It just said I awakened it, and then it yelled at me. Seems a little ungrateful, to be honest. Yeah, it's just angry. I really don't know what to call it.
Is it angry at you?
I I think it's angry at everything.
All right, we can't keep talking like this. We need to do something like now.
Let's go to Casual's Magian's roll. Give me the same thing with Casual. Yeah, dismount 30 seconds and then come right back on in. Casual, what are you rolling for? What'd you see?
Oh, so I figured out a little bit of how the flux connects with some of the other Fiondas that I've encountered. So I want to see if there's anything I can intuit about the flux between this elemental and the regular Fiondas I've seen and the world around. And I feel like 30 seconds isn't enough.
Yeah, on this Magian's roll, you can tell there is a lot. If you were to extract flux from this thing, how you would do it is a bit of a mystery, but even just getting a cup of it would probably hold a lot of energy.
Yeah, okay. But it's not any flux that I recognize kind of thing?
Do you know, on a complicated roll, you kind of get, like, this feeling that it would be, like, white flux? It's weird.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah, you only have 30 seconds. There's a lot of, there's not a lot of time to think here, so...
No, but I'm jotting notes down, and I'm gonna make some notes about black flux and the potential opposites.
Perhaps. Hee
D.
Is everyone coming back? Real bad at this counting business. Come on.
They can now. I told them 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Was not enough time.
I know.
I need to think, and I think for long periods of time. Way longer than 30 seconds.
Well, you only had 30 seconds, I'm afraid, so that's how much thought we got in.
My brain moves faster than Renee's.
Drip. 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 Hot steam has gathered on the ceiling and is beginning to drip. That water is hot. Not enough to cause damage, but it's hot.
I put my hood up and try to tuck Casual underneath my cloak as much as possible.
Wait, where are you putting me?
Just trust me.
All right.
Can you just hit it? Hurt it? Do something?
I can try chucking another dagger at it, but if it's trying to grab the Turgak, I doubt how much damage it'll actually do to it.
It'll melt the dagger.
All right. I can keep distracting it. I can keep talking to it if you want. Maybe I can get something out of it, or at least distract
If it's
it
angry
as
at
I
you,
go.
Eleanor, I don't think talking to it's gonna help.
Well, I don't know if it's really angry at me.
Shoot flux.
Is there any progress in the queue, or are we literally just inching?
Yeah, you know how, like, when there's a big rush and everyone's trying to get out and everyone's sort of pushing into each other and, like, it sort of gets a little dangerous? Or, in this case, since it's a 3-foot wide path with no rail and there's a lot of people, it gets really, really dangerous. That's a lot of what's happening. You might get the impression that every body width you step forward might have something to do with someone falling off the edge further up.
How deep into the mine are we right now? Because I know we were like down at the bottom near the hot spring. Are we still like pretty far down, or are we like closer to the
You're
top?
about halfway up, probably about 120 feet up. Got about 80 feet until you get to the exit. Vertically.
Hey,
All right.
Scrat, can I dig around in my coat?
Yeah, of course you can.
Around in my coat for one of the containers.
Yeah.
There's only one exit in and out of the mine, isn't there? There's no other way. There's no other path that this goes. There's no other way out. There's no other way down.
Except for down. And I'm pretty sure we don't want to go there.
There's still a queue of people.
Patrick comes down and says,
Patrick!
"Look, we just got to keep pressing up." And he starts calling across people to start moving in single file. Evacuation routine 113 and all this sort of stuff. And he looks at you and says, "Look,
Broomstick?
He like
Eh.
puts his hand to his hip. There is not a boomstick there. I should have.
Where'd your broomstick go?
Further up the mine, you hear a bang.
Look, I'm not saying that down seems to be
Followed.
safer than going up, but down seems to be safer.
Like a cry. What more, a cry of many people.
Alright.
Is there any other way to set that? This is not good. Is there any other way to set off the stuff? Can you use it, Cash? Somebody, we need to do something. We're literally moving 2 inches at a time and we're gonna die down here.
Or about distributing it. It's way easier to distribute with like a boomstick.
You can't just
Talking
hit
about
it?
the flux, right?
What? Yeah, I think I heard Kaiden right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about flux.
Yeah.
That stuff didn't barely put a hole in the thing that we fought on the cliff. What do you think it's gonna do against this?
I don't know. I literally have never tried this flux before. Isn't that exhilarating?
Sure. Is there any way we can use it without the boomstick?
Is Casual holding it openly? Can people see it?
The container isn't like. I mean, yeah, they can like see the container.
Looks real sticky.
Looks real sticky. I mean, I don't think I should throw it.
What other
Maybe-
choices do we have?
Maybe 5 people ahead in the queue, you can see 2 people wrestling over a boomstick.
Get a boomstick. Get the boomstick.
Why? What does that thing do?
I want to try an experiment.
If you want to try an experiment, you get the damn thing.
Cash like is still under Reese's arms, so they just like point.
Where the first boom was, you see this creature slap a palm down onto the path. It doesn't...
Alright.
Where it was digging at the ceiling and carving a path, it doesn't do that. It's more like water crashing against it as it just slaps on, not breaking the rock. But... well, quite a few bodies fall, and they ain't exactly alive when they're falling.
When we look over the edge, how far down does this creature go?
Well, the creature goes all the way down. The creature is rooted in the base in the steam, and as the water level is rising, the creature is getting bigger.
We need to figure out where this thing is coming from and block it up.
I can tell you exactly where it's coming from. It's coming
Alright.
from the crack that we were there before, and we can't get to it.
We can.
If you guys get the boomstick thing, and I can keep trying to talk to her. Maybe try to do what I did before, but in the reverse.
Try and put it to sleep.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
set Cash down and start pushing my way through
Boomstick.
to get the boomstick for her.
I put my arm around Cash too, very reluctantly, to make sure they don't fall too. But this one is much more reluctantly around the shoulders.
Reese,
Just
there
keep
is
pointing
someone
after
in
Reese
your
at the boomstick.
Reese, there is someone in your way.
Can I like push them against the wall instead of pushing them this way towards the pits, push them towards the wall, compress them there, and then move around them that way?
You can.
Because don't want to push them into the pit. I don't want to push people in there.
Give me a close combat.
Ooh.
Unarmed if you have it. Wrestling if you have it.
I don't.
And if you have wrestling, I'll
Sure.
let that go as well.
Wrestling? Wow. I don't have that either.
Oh,
I
sorry.
wasn't southern enough. 13?
Yeah, on a 13, you sort of pin him against the wall. You hear a crack. Not sure if it's the wall or him. Next ahead, there is a... Again, basically everyone working down here is very well built. They eat shit tons of protein and they work a mine all day. There's a guy and a girl shoulder to shoulder trying to push up.
Did they have the boomstick or is it beyond them?
It's beyond them too.
Fuck. Can I reach over them and try to grab the two that are fighting over the boomstick?
You can. You risk pushing the woman on the left down. It's only a 3-foot path. Behind the person who was pushed against the wall, hide an alien or casual if you're looking, if you've managed to prise your eye away from the creature. You see the person take up a spanner and begin to approach Reese.
Uh-oh.
Reese, you can't quite see this yet. I'm gonna see what Kaiden and Alien will do.
I pretend like I didn't see.
If I see someone about to attack one of the trio, I'm going to... Eleanor's going to yell Reese's name.
Reese, you
Because-
hear Alien or cry out.
Look back.
You see someone brandishing a spanner at you.
Elbow him right in the head. Try to push him to the side.
Give me another close combat roll.
8.
Not pretty. You take some of the blow as you hit this guy. You still hit them. We're going to fail forward. You hit him, but that heavy section of metal plants itself on your shoulder.
Do I knock him out? Can I hit him again?
Sure you can.
I'll just keep punching him until he stops. Punch him in the face, I guess. Go for like a cold cock.
Do you know that I heard about the cold cock for the first time on this channel?
No sex.
The first time I heard that, that's not a saying we have in England. So I was like, I'm sorry, you do what to them?
No sex. No sex.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this counts. Would bludgeoning count? Because I'm trying to bludgeon him, or is that a stretch?
If you're trying to seriously injure him, by all means.
I just want to knock him out, so I guess that counts as seriously injuring him. I'm just gonna roll it.
You heard my words.
15?
Yeah, on a 15, you land him a solid punch on the guy's jaw, and you feel it break under your fist.
That's nice. Then I turn back and try to keep going and just yell for them to move.
Yeah, the two notes saw this little scuffle, and they step aside. However, as you step aside, you see ahead the two who are fighting over the boomstick. That one of them has like managed to get his leg up between the two of them, and is holding the boomstick. Manages to get his leg up and push the other one off the edge, keeping hold of the boomstick. One of the two ahead of you that just stepped aside sees this and dives at him, crying no. As they do this, they both tumble. The boomstick and both people are gripping the edge.
Can I try to grab one in each hand and yank them up? Like, grab them by the scruff of their necks and just yank them up, maybe? Yeah? What is it? What am I rolling?
Do you have anything to do with weightlifting?
I have feet. I would assume that's the next best thing.
I guess.
I'm gonna use an advantage because I'm terrified right now. Ugh. 14. I'm so scared. So tense.
On a 14, Reese, you can feel as you strain trying to lift both of them that you cannot lift both of them. You're not going to fail at lifting, but you realize you can't lift them both. Pick. One of them is holding the boomstick.
I'm gonna hope I gave him enough time to hold on to the edge and just pick up the guy with the boomstick and hope that the other guy had enough time to, like, get a real good grip.
It's actually the woman, and her fingers grip the edge. You can see them
God.
digging into the side. She's built, she's built.
Yeah.
And she's holding on, but you can see her fingers gripping this dirt. But you lift up the maniac with the boomstick.
Mostly because I need the fucking boomstick.
What do you do with him? You just
Rip
put
it
him
out
onto
of his
the edge?
hands and toss him away from me.
He's gonna contest that. He tries to headbutt you.
Okay. I don't know what I roll for that, for fighting.
Close combat.
It's God.
How'd you do it?
He goes to headbutt me, but I imagine it just like, it's one of those things where you like go to headbutt somebody, but then you look at them and it's just no effect whatsoever. And then Reese just gets this look in his eye where he just slams him back in the head in return.
Yeah, and you see blood spurt from his nose as you pop it, and he stumbles backwards, clearly unconscious and about to fall. You let him go?
Yeah, I'm reaching for the lady if she's still there.
Make me a feats roll. No whammies.
I should have used an advantage. Why was I thinking?
So, Reese, the guy whose nose you just popped stumbles back, trips, and falls. He's gone. There ain't no saving him. You have the boomstick in hand. As you dive down to catch the woman, she just about loses grip. You fall down and catch at the very last. Not have a strong grip, but you're holding on to her. Someone else can take the boomstick out of Reese's other hand if they wish to.
How much crowd is there between like Reese and us?
Oh,
At this
only the one person that Reese pushed out of the way. Oh, and the unconscious one on the ground. You can step over him.
Yeah, alright. I will.
Boomstick, boomstick.
I'm getting it, Cat, alright. I'm going to very tentatively let go of everyone and then dart and snatch up the boomstick and just sort of shove it in Cashel's hand.
Can I have 30 seconds of Kaiden?
Okay.
Kaiden, as you lean down, Reese is at your mercy.
Fuck him.
No, I mean, you have an opportunity.
To do what?
Have you seen The Lion King?
Yes. Like you said, I don't pull my weight. I'm not picking him up.
There's a darker thought in your head there somewhere.
I know. If there's a way I can pivot and just nudge the back of his leg so he slips more as I grab the boomstick, I will.
Do you have anything to do with deception?
Very good at lying.
I mean
I
physical
will-
deception, like something like sleight of hand or something.
I just have stealth.
Roll me a stealth.
I'm using my auto success.
Ooh, okay. As Kaiden reaches down to pick up the gun, Reese, it does nudge your hand, making this more difficult for you to hold on to the edge as your legs sort of slip off.
Am I falling?
You're not falling, you're still on, but you're suddenly a lot more precarious than you were just mere seconds ago.
A little help, please?
I toss Cashel the boomstick.
Okay.
If I see Kaiden toss the boomstick to Cashel and Reese still be dangling, I'd be like, Kaiden, grab his feet.
I've got to keep a hold on you. If Cash is using that boomstick, I don't want the rest
Well,
of us
then
flying
I'll
off.
grab his feet, but someone, you take one, I'll take the other. We can't let it, Bear Man go over.
Alright, fine. I'll keep one hand on like Cashel's wrist or like whatever, like some hand on Cashel, so that Cashel doesn't go flying from the ricochet of this boomstick. And then I will grab one of Reese's other foot.
And I'll grab the other.
Make me a feat
I'm
roll.
still holding the lady, trying to pull her up.
Make me a feat roll.
Me?
Both of us?
No, Alienor and Kaiden.
Oh.
Oh, good lord. That's so bad.
Okay. Alienor, Kaiden. Reese is too damn heavy. You can see he's holding on to someone else. You're not going to be able to put him up all the time that he's holding on to her.
Reese, we can't hold you and her.
I can't just let her go. And he's literally staring eye to eye with this chick who is hanging there.
Please don't let me go.
Cashel, what are you planning? You might want to do it now.
Oh, I just loaded it. I wasn't gonna shoot it.
Alright, Reese, that one's not gonna shoot, and I can't hold you and hers. So swing her up or give her a hold or something.
Is there like a platform underneath that I could swing her onto, maybe?
About
Anything?
80 feet down.
As I'm holding Reese's, I'm gonna say right foot. I don't know why. Reese's right foot. I feel it, you know. I'm just gonna start like yelling at the creature and be like, "All right, what if we promise to stop?" Like none of it makes sense. It's not gonna listen to me. But like, we promise to stop and let you go back to sleep. Will you stop having a temper tantrum?
Is Patrick doing anything?
Patrick is literally running over to his own men, the ones that are fighting, and trying to organize them.
Fuck.
Trying to maintain order.
Patrick.
I guess that's important.
God, Patrick.
What do you do, Cashel?
Boomstick.
Is that all the instruction you give him?
To
Patrick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waving the boomstick at him.
He like runs down and he's like, all right, yes, good. This should help me keep
Shoot
order.
it. No, shoot it.
Reese, make me a feats roll.
I want to use another advantage because this seems like the perfect time to use one. Oh gosh. Oh. Ooh.
As you've only got their fingertips left, they're crying, sobbing. Reese, you somehow manage to get the energy to flick them up. You swing them with a gargantuan pull. On that complicated roll, they're able to grab hold of the ledge again. Just about get their knee on and begin to scramble onto the ledge.
I go over and help them.
I am trying to back up onto the ledge as quickly as
Which
possible.
also means I let go of Reese. I didn't. Oops.
Eleanor, make me a feats roll.
I was about to say. Oh no. Okay. Do I have another advantage or am I out?
Oh, you've got so many. Everyone has so many advantages.
Oh, yay! Thanks, everyone. Okay, I'll do that thing. Okay, first one. I did so good.
Reese, can you make me another feats roll, please?
See, this is the problem. Do I use another one and just blow through all of them right now?
You also
Like
have an auto success still.
Ooh. You do.
Everyone except for Kaiden has an auto success.
Yeah, screw it. I'll use that.
So here's what's happening. Eleanor, you do not have a good grip on Reese or the floor, but Reese has a very good grip on you. So as Reese starts to fall, so do you.
Wait,
Reese, you do have a grip
what?
on the wall, though. Yeah, you're keeping a very good grip on Eleanor.
Are we both dangling now? Is this the law?
Is that what I
over
use
again?
the auto success for? To keep a grip on her?
Well,
On
you've
the
got a grip
wall?
on the wall as well, but there's not really many handholds.
I suddenly have monkey feet and I'm holding on to Alienor. This is what's happening right now.
Oh, yeah, you've got... Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot that you had feet on Alienor. I thought it was hand to hand. Alienor, you do not have a grip on Reese at all. Reese, you have a grip on the edge. We'll say your leg falls down, but you've got a good grip on the edge. We'll redact that and make that better.
Okay. Pull myself up, maybe?
You used an auto success. I'll allow it. Alienor is not helping though. If anything, they're a hindrance.
Yes.
He gets up and kind of like ushers her closer to the wall. What are you doing? Just stay back.
Well, you're
More than like a caring, concerning way. Just stay back. Just stay back.
You weigh a lot, Reese. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Stones
Thanks.
start to fall from the ceiling. The creature turns to you all and opens its mouth again. Patrick raises the boomstick.
But I.
Not.
Boom.
Mm.
Where the red flux seems to shoot out in a straight line, this almost comes out of the boomstick like a flower. In fact, it leaves the end of the barrel completely broken. We're going to pan over to Eris. Okay. For me. Hey, how you doing?
Sorry, with all this switching back and forth between headsets, I feel like I'm understanding interpretive dance.
I realize we were doing like 30-second, 10-second things. Hee hee. You run, Eris,
Yes.
pursued by many, many crows.
Yes.
You make... Actually, make me a feats roll. Let's see if you can outrun them.
Oh, boy. I'm gonna roll with advantage because I need to burn them. Good use of advantage.
Good use of advantage? Yep, good use of advantage. Maybe we should add in a little bit of something. Maybe,
Is there a being attacked by crows track?
I mean, there could be. Okay. I don't have anything good. We'll leave it for now. Okay, so it's a good for the use of the feats roll. You manage to dodge them as they swoop and dive on you, and you manage to get all the way to this little stone where the creature is sitting. But it's not quite sitting on the stone. It's sitting just next to it. As you pass the stone, fleeing the crows, they all stop. They do not pass that stone. They begin to form around you in a circle.
Are they like, am I like encircled entirely? Or
They're not
is it
circling.
like a
They're not
half
exactly-
circle? Like,
They're not like circling you. They're maybe making a 10-foot circle where that stone is definitely on the circumference. And you are in deep, soft snow. Like, as you are running now, it's like... yeah, oh yeah, you are up to your waist in it.
So are there any crows between me and the stone?
The one with the little bit of white sits on the stone. The rest sit just beyond it. And they've all gone deadly silent. And they're all watching you.
Going to my way back the way you do in deep snow, to the stone, since the crows aren't following me. And I first want to look around and see if I see anyone else out here.
Give me an observation roll. Nah.
And then I want to get close enough to look at this stone. First, because the other crows, at least the one crow I touched was solid, but this one could be a figment of my imagination. Does the stone look like something that I've seen before for like Demorthan circles out here, or does it look different?
It could be.
Can I dig it out to see more of it?
You can
I
dig
imagine
down.
it's covered in snow. Yes.
You can dig down. It's sort of like a monolith.
Is there anything on it, or is it just like a big rock?
Plain. Until you get about halfway down. Halfway down, there is a deep rune. Looks as though it's been burned into the rock, but it's about an inch deep.
Do I recognize it?
You have a roll for memory.
I just have erudition, which is like knowledge.
I mean, as far as universities are concerned, knowledge is just remembering things, right, and regurgitating it in a test. So we'll go with that.
It's just like reading. I've read a lot of books.
Give me an erudition roll.
13.
Looks kind of similar to the ones in that village, where everyone was dead. Do you remember?
The ones on there was the stone circle.
It was broken.
And that was broken, and there were runes on it, right?
Yeah, except they were covered in these runes. There's just one
This
in
is
the
just
middle.
the one. Well, I think the first thing so if it's one of those runes, then it's Demorthan weirdo stuff. So, is what she's thinking. So she's gonna remember it to see if she can, like, she's gonna trace it or try and remember what it looks like, so that she can show it to Eleanor. See if it means anything to her.
Yeah. Okay. I've made a trace of what it looks like, and I'll give it to you whenever it's back. It sort of looks like a single line, sort of making a loose knot, just like a regular shoelace knot, you know.
Yeah. I think she would clear off a little bit more just to make sure there's nothing below that.
As you do, some of the snow slides down from around, and about 3 feet, a meter to your right, you can see there's another stone. Right by where the crows aren't approaching anymore.
She would look to her left then and see if she can walk a little ways and see if she hits another stone. Like, is there a line of them?
Not a line. They follow
But another
the
circle.
arc that the crows are.
Sort of.
Eris, there's a calmness you can feel here.
Didn't she feel that before, or was that just Eleanor?
I mean,
In the other
Eleanor's
circle?
definitely talked about it, and you might have felt something, but I think at the time, at least, you were definitely in denial. This doesn't feel like a meditative calm, though, or like a studying calm. This has the same amount of calm as an arrow being knocked, or a face-off before a battle.
It's like a calculating.
This calm has an edge. It's a calm before a storm, certainly.
Do I know if the figure that I had seen before was standing in this circle or just near it?
Make me an observation roll. This is definitely on.
That doesn't make any sense, because the circles are supposed to protect us from the Fiondas. So what was the thing? What are the crows doing?
Whenever you look at the crows, they watch. Every single eye rests.
What about the crow with the nose?
It watches too.
She's looking at him. She's be like, "Well, I'm here. I saw the thing. Are you gonna let me go back now?"
Looks at you, then looks towards the center of the circle.
Can't believe I'm following directions from crows. Fine. So she's gonna walk to where she thinks the approximate center of this ring would be and try to clear away some of the snow. Or just stand there.
Clear away some of the snow. You can feel there is something in the center. It feels a bit like stone. Normally these don't have a stone in them.
Yeah, this is weird. She will try to dig it out of the snow.
Getting colder.
She's stubborn.
The more your fingers start to feel really cold, as like the snow here, more like ice. And as you scrape it away, a large chunk of icy snow falls away. And there, made nearly completely of ice, the Fiondas mask.
Encased in ice or like made of ice?
Looks like an ice.
Have I heard of anything like this before?
Ice statues in the middle of the thing? No.
I mean, like, ice affecting Fiondas for some reason or something. I don't know.
I mean,
She's freaked out and confused.
you've heard Cashel talk. You've paid a lot of attention to Cashel and her notes. And Cashel does seem to, often talk about them inhabiting natural things like trees, like bears, like even waterfalls, anything with life. Okay? But there's nothing really like that here to be taken from.
It's not like
Just ice. What do you want to do?
is it just the mask, or is it like a full
You
figure?
brush away more and feel full ice statue of a body. The mask wears a crown. Has a long cloak. How deep do you dig?
With how cold it is, she'd probably dig out to like the shoulders, just to confirm to her that it's like a full being. Is the crown removable? Can I take it?
The crown is also made of ice.
Oh, it's also made of ice. So it's like one big ice figure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, she's gonna remember all of this, and she's gonna look back at the crows, and she's like, I've seen the thing, I'm leaving now. And she's gonna try and...
They all start cawing angrily.
There's more. You're not... Okay. Oh. Whoever's out there, you could, talk to me instead of use the crow friends. No.
Your finger touches against your finger. Your feet touch against something hard beneath you in the snow. Or slush now with how much you've been moving in it.
Just kick it away.
Ouch! It stuck. Feels
Ow.
like an edge. Feels like plate. Maybe a plaque.
She'll dig it out. imagine her hands are like numb at this point.
Oh yeah.
She's probably like moving or like using elbows and arms to
As you brush away this plaque,
sticking her hands under.
begin to make out words. Here lies the eldest of the first alliance, one of 3, watcher over his own kingdom, Palkir.
We know that these were like, I would know the history of Palkir pretty well.
3 brothers, 3 young warriors who unified the peninsula and founded the kingdoms of Tree-Kazel. Tree-Kazel, old tongue for 3 brothers.
But it looks like a Fiondas. Oh no. Are the crows letting me back now?
As if a spell has been like removed from them, they all suddenly start flying away. All except for the one with a little bit of white on its nose.
So you're my keeper, huh? She says to it. No, I'm talking to the damn. I'll take that as a yes. I'm talking to the damn crows now. Well, are you gonna accompany me back? She starts walking away. Does it follow her?
No. Stays there on the stone. Watches you go though. And as you turn back towards the camp, you see the castle sitting proud on the mound as the walls begin to fall inwards. Time seems to slow down as the castle tumbles in on itself, crashing down. Great vents of steam come soaring up until this thing becomes almost like a rubble volcano with steam rising out of the top. It kind of looks, Eris, like a big ant's nest as people come teeming out of the sides.
Oh god, what did they do now? Does this... I think she would stand for a second in shock as this is happening, not really knowing what to do. Can she... Does it look like this is like somebody blew something up? Or like is the ground collapsing?
The ground is collapsing. It almost looks as though there was a big like cavern under the ground and all of the support
that like gave
collapsed.
way.
Yeah.
Like a mine,
So like
the mine shaft caving in.
tumbles in on itself, so the side walls are really tall and like, you know, yeah.
Do I see a redhead or a fur-covered dude or anybody running away?
Do you know what? I can't even ask you to roll for that because I don't know yet.
She's gonna... Either way, after making that note, she's gonna start chugging it. Oh no, why am I the first one to hear what happened? Okay, there's still time in the episode.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to everyone else.
Oh my god!
You
I don't even know what to do. Okay. This is the plan. I'm going to keep running until I find one of the squad or the captain who I can yell at and demand answers from.
Then you can do that. It is, of course, a slight run. You didn't realize how far these crows had chased you. But...
like 20 minutes later.
Okay, well, I think it's time for me to go back to everyone else, please, Eris.
Bye.
How many arm motions can I do?
I nearly bonked off my glasses. Ow.
Hi.
Like an inky octopus flower, the end of the gun opens, black tar flying everywhere as it lances across this cavern towards this creature. Patrick's aim is true. It catches it right in the mouth, and the creature, just as it's about to release its steam jet thing towards you all, rears backwards and shoots straight up into the ceiling. Which does not put up well with that. The middle of the ceiling gone. Slowly, the center starts to crumble inwards. Suddenly the queue somehow starts to move a bit quicker. Whether that means more people are missing out or whether people are just getting more organized, I don't think you've got time to really sit and check it out. However, this creature looks in pain, and the appendages which are growing out of its body are now stabbing in random directions. Patrick's looking at the boomstick like, what in the heck did you put in there?
Duff.
There is a cord of black ichor still attached from the boomstick to the creature. It
Gosh, what the
pulses.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, it does what now?
It pulses.
Move? Can we move? Move? Keep moving.
I grab Eleanor and I start booking it. Bye.
Cash over the shoulder once again.
Are we still worrying about the
little
people in front of us?
Kaiden isn't.
Patrick's like, look, do I get rid of this? I'm just gonna throw it, alright, I'm just gonna throw it.
Just bring it.
What do you mean, bring it?
Cash
It's
just bring it.
pulsing!
Yeah. Here, hand it.
Yeah!
Ugh.
Ashel's looking at it and holding it.
Yeah, as he passes it, Reese, that black cord sort of drapes itself over your arm.
Ah. They pull back. I don't want it touching me.
You can smell burning where it's touched you.
Oh god, yeah. That's cool. I'm following the path, leading the way. Letting Cash do things over my shoulder that I probably normally wouldn't.
Kaiden has one arm around Eleanor's, I guess, on his, like, wrist, hand, gripping something. Probably waist, actually, just to keep, just because smaller movement. And I'm just booking it. I don't care about the people in front of me.
The ceiling comes down. The sides come down. The problem is, as the ceiling comes down, you can see through the ceiling. And there's a heckin' lot of castle up there. As the granite-like rock falls, so too does some like white marble begin to fall as you see what is almost certainly a stair or part of a stairwell crumble down too. Maybe a statue falling in. The creature is still wailing. It's also shrinking.
I mean, that's good. Problem is, it's
How bad is the ceiling?
You
Is
are
there
not
still a
safe.
ceiling?
I need evasion rolls from everyone.
Give
I'll
me
use an
I'm
advantage.
Under if Reese is holding me.
We'll let Reese cover yours. So Reese, you have an extra body on your hands.
I'm holding Eleanor as well. Not like carrying her
is
though.
that
Oh, no,
Is
no,
that-
I rolled bad.
good or bad?
Reese
Oh,
is
no.
carrying Cash, right?
Yeah. Do I roll with disadvantage or just regular or what?
No, you can roll regularly. It's just
Okay.
if you roll badly, you're both in danger.
Fuck.
You're fine. Much more fine than Kaiden and Alienor, who are not being carried. So, unfortunately, Alienor's roll of a 6 detracts heavily from Kaiden's roll of a 16, as the average is just about over a basic task. A large chunk of stone lands between you.
Between us two or between like
Between...
Kaiden, Eleanor, and Reese and Cashel?
It lands between Reese, Cashel, Alienor, and Kaiden. This large section of white marble plummets into the 3-foot wide footpath, and the whole thing sinks down where all the water damage has finally got to it, and there is now no path between you. It's about 6 feet across.
Which party is closer to the door? Or the exit?
On those rolls, we're going to say Alienor and Kaiden. No, wait, Alienor and Kaiden are behind.
Okay, so they're cut off, basically.
But it's shrinking.
There's still a 6-foot gap.
Anybody got any logs?
I was gonna say, I'm having visceral flashbacks to the log.
I think with it, is it, when we say shrinking, how fast is this thing shrinking?
Every pulse, it seems to shrink a little more.
Does it look like it's shrinking back to where it came from?
No. If anything, the cavern is filling faster as more and more things are falling into it. The Eureka, he cried as he sat in the bath, and the bath level rose. And that's what happens as all this concrete and marble and slate falls into this steam.
Can I roll another Magian's roll, please?
Yes.
I would like to see what is happening with this pulsing. And I would like to use an advantage.
You most
Can I
certainly
use
can.
Flux Knowledge, or should I use just Magians?
You can use Flux Knowledge if you want to use Flux Knowledge. You most certainly can. I will not stop you from using Flux Knowledge.
Cool.
How porous is the wall?
Same.
Ashel? You have got to be the first person ever to experience Black Flux. You've got to be the first person ever to have a boomstick fired with Black Flux.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening right now, but my fuck is it dangerous.
Stick with it.
Is there anything that I can find around us in this area?
You're in a mine. There's tools, pickaxes, casual rope lying around.
I was about to say, is there a rope?
I was like, yeah.
The
Also,
whole
how-
place is like climbing rigs and stuff for people to be like harnessed up and mining ore. There's rope everywhere.
Okay.
I'm gonna set Cashel down and grab some rope. And
I'm
try to-
getting a
throw it
harness on
across.
Eleanor.
Yeah, I imagine this being a very interesting little harness.
I'm gonna chuck the ropes across and try to tie it off, I guess.
I mean, there's not really anything to tie it off against. I guess you could ram a pick in a wall.
I was gonna ask how porous is the wall. Can I ram something into it?
A slate seems quite soft.
Well, at least on my end, then I'll just wrap it around my arm and hold it.
Slate is a hard stone, right?
Yeah. This is wrong.
It's
This is
not as though
wrong.
you break the slate, but it goes between the layers really easily.
I'm gonna try and jam a pick into the ground and get the other end of the rope and tie it off.
Sure. Well done, you've constructed a tightrope.
All right. Log 2.0.
Oh god! Oh no!
I'm having
Oh, no!
PTSD flashes. Oh god, this is not going
Not the
well.
log!
Not the
Anything
log!
but the log!
Who wants
All
to
right.
walk it first?
I do.
Oh, like Eleanor, Kaiden will have Eleanor go first.
Yeah, and this is definitely a situation where there'll be too many cooks. If you try and help, you're going to hinder.
All right.
I'm just holding the rope to help her
I
get it.
put
That's all
Eleanor
I'm doing.
in a harness.
Oh, I'm
I
not
don't
trying
think
to
there
help.
was anything to harness it to, but like, you know, it's there.
All right. I'm gonna just. You said it's like 6 feet.
It's
I climbed trees as a child. I can do this.
about 6 feet. You can do this.
I got this. Okay. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be great.
You have advantages and auto successes.
I rolled the right. Oh no!
You can use an
That's
advantage.
actually
You can use an
really
advantage.
good.
Pretty good.
Okay. I've been told I can use an advantage, so I'm gonna do that because I keep forgetting to. Oh.
I mean, but the first one though.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shit, you're falling 5 foot. Grabbing the edge. Reese is able to catch you. You're safe.
Come on, we don't have a lot of time. Falling back to the other side.
I'm going. It's 6 feet, right?
6 feet.
How much path is there behind me?
As you look behind, a large section of marble falls, crashing behind you. Not only does the path behind you start to fall, the whole fucking wall starts coming down.
Hi. I'm just gonna back up as far as I can, take a running start, and just fucking jump. I don't have time to do this slow and steady. We're jumping. Feats?
Yeah, if you have a specialization in like long jump or anything like that, be a
Nope.
good time.
I'm gonna just take an advantage. Please.
Ooh.
And as these blocks are literally pouring off the wall behind you, Kaiden jumps. Kaiden, you are so close to the edge. You're certainly close enough for Reese to grab you. Do we need a minute, Reese? Do we need a minute?
No. I grab the front of him, grab the front of his clothes, and pull him in and look him in the eye. Don't say I never did anything for you. Then I throw him back towards Eleanor.
All right. Everyone, let's get going. Like, turn around and keep going if possible.
Did Patrick make it? Patrick?
Patrick was behind us.
Was Patrick? I thought he was in front.
He shot the beyond us.
I shouldn't have asked, but I did.
As you look
but you know.
back, you can see where that block fell, where that first block fell between you. Patrick is gripping the edge on the other side. He's sort of inching his way along, trying to get to the rope that you've left tied across.
Because my end is loose, can I like try to pull it, like lean against the wall and get it closer to him? Maybe?
Yeah, you can do that. It might cost you.
I just get as close to the wall as I can where he is and try to like swing the rope for him to catch it.
I'm gonna roll. I'm burning an advantage. My first roll was a 2. My second roll, with modifiers, is a complicated roll. He grabs hold of the rope and is able to wrap it around his forearm. He sort of just pushes off the wall, lets it swing Reese with you as the fulcrum, runs up the wall and lands ahead of you all.
I let the rope go and I turn and just continue running, picking up cash on the way out.
There's pretty much no one else left down here at the moment.
Running out. Eleanor is just whispering to herself, remind me to eat my bacon. And like, keeps going. This bacon is magical.
I'm running, keeping Cash close so she doesn't bang her head against the wall. The music's still playing though.
More
I
than
think
marble.
they're just like holding onto their journal.
More than
and just, like,
marble starts to come down behind you now. You can see ancient roof slates falling, large sections of parapet, whole walls coming down and breaking on the way down. Cashel, are you still looking at the thing that this thing's attached to?
Oh yeah, I still have the boomstick.
As it shrinks into the water level, the black ichor rope retracts quickly into the boomstick. The boomstick is ruined, but there is now a capsule inside. A full flux capsule.
Color Scratticus.
Black, white, black, white, black, white.
I hold that one close.
And as the castle walls cave in, you all get a safe distance away. You see it mound up around the edges, a big dome. This steam water comes all the way to the top, sort of dribbles over for a second, and then stays. It looks like a steam volcano. Kinda looks like a flooded anthill.
Okay, you can put me down now. I'm happy.
I put her down.
They just like sit down on the ground and just hold their boomstick. Their ruined boomstick.
Alright. I hate to say it, but I think I was right. Something was angry.
What the hell happened?
Something woke up. And not on the right side of the bed.
Yep.
There's noise from nearby. Scuffling. Two miners argue. I saw you! You threw her into the cavern, you didn't even give her a care! I was just looking after myself, alright? As were we all. That's the only way you got her there. Don't tell me you didn't do things you regret. That's just one of the arguments. Other people stand head down, looking at the ground. Some in tears, some not. This looks like the scenes of after a battle. The army have run in from the walls with all of their Turgak weapons. But they are useless. You see a white-haired woman running towards you. You all stay. Eris, you see your four companions as you approach this anthill. This looks like the scene after a battle, as people, some argue, others look sad. Cashel looks excited, holding a ruined boomstick. Ruined like the end has trumpeted out like a flower.
It doesn't begin to cover it. They look ecstatic.
The crows,
Eris,
you look excited. Tell me about that.
look what I did.
You did that? I will go
It's
to
a lot to
Cashel.
explain.
Cashel points inside and shows Eris the inside of the boomstick.
White, black, white, black, white, black. It stopped.
What does it do?
White, black, 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 white, black. It's getting faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. It's now flashing so brightly that everyone can see it flashing in the chamber of this boomstick.
I am going to pull out one of my flux capsules and see if I can't contain it.
Ashel,
Yes.
can you make me a Magiance roll, please? Not Flux Knowledge.
That's fine. Extraction or no?
No.
I'm gonna use an advantage. Okay.
Okay. One of them boring lectures. One of the ones you didn't want to go to, but you needed the credits. We're talking about explosives. How certain constructions will flash brightly before they explode.
And I don't think I can extract it in time. Or contain it in time.
Try. Always try. So long as you are aware of the near and present danger.
I am. I do think I tell everyone, get back! And then I try and I try and contain it.
I need an exceptional roll. You can't use an auto success on this. And use extraction or flux knowledge. Certainly can use an advantage.
Okay. I will use an advantage. Flux knowledge is okay.
Flux knowledge is okay.
No.
As a note, when Cash said to run, Eris did so and grabbed Eleanor's arm while doing it.
Kaiden basically adjusts when Cash says to run, it's meat shield bye.
Yeah, it's definitely stepping very back, like quickly back.
Kaiden is meat shielding Eleanor like he does. You know.
There is no stepping back that Eris is doing. She's taking off. She has dealt with enough today. She is not getting blown up.
I feel like Kaiden just like hits the deck almost.
Mm-hmm.
Just like probably brings Eleanor down with him. Oops.
As you all run back, and Cashel stays trying to extract this this flux. The four of you get to what must be a safe distance and look back. Some of the people around you also took distance, seeing you all run, assumed there was a new danger. As you look at Cashel, you see the blinking stop again. Cashel, have you done it? See the liquid start to fill one of your tubes. Or it seems to shrink back down into the capsule. Pulsing louder now. Is this working or not? All seems to congregate into a single mass. Before it explodes in your face. Cashel, roll me a d20. Take 11 points of damage. Fire emits from this thing. Pure fire. Make me a combativeness roll. Just a raw combativeness. Shit. Or conviction, actually. Or conviction. One or the other. I just looked at your stats and realized combativeness was probably the worst.
Yeah.
A conviction, you're able to stay conscious. The rest of you see this. What do you do?
Run over. I think.
Kaiden's running straight in.
Is there any residual anything? I don't even know what exploded. I want to make sure we're not like running into like a pool of acid.
There is some fire which is like sprayed out, but it seems to dissipate before it lands. Sort of like
Okay.
a firework.
Yeah, then I'd be running over.
Yeah, I'd be
Going
running
back
over.
in.
Bolting over.
You can run up.
Yeah. Check. Cash is conscious, you said, correct?
Looking at them, I believe they are laying back on the ground, blinking.
As you watch, one of their hands just like clenches into a fist and they just hit it against the ground really hard.
Are you alright? We should probably get you somewhere else.
Ow, laughing hurts.
Yeah, we should probably stop doing that.
Cashel, can you walk?
I don't know. Maybe.
I can carry them, but Eleanor, I really think you need to help.
Alright, let's get them back. Let's get them back to our hut.
Kaiden
Oh.
scoops one arm under Cashel's shoulders and just lifts him up.
It helps pick up Cashel as well. Carrying it to a bed or like one of the. Are any of the barracks still standing or?
Yeah, the grounds, the mine was directly under the castle. The castle, that beautiful ancient structure, that museum in itself, that homage to the ancient ways and the old times, the castle that we suspected was being disturbed for being mined under, is very much disturbed, is gone. The pile of surrounding war camp, industrial camp if you prefer, it's heavily guarded, it looks like a war camp for all intensive purposes, is still intact.
Just head to a barracks or I don't know, someplace
I would
less
point you
occupied.
towards ours because that's where Eleanor's stuff is.
Go there, set her down on a bed, and let Eleanor do what she does.
Alright. Casual, if you don't mind, I'm going to put some stuff and clean your. What does Eleanor see when looking at Casual? Like, what is like the clear damage? Like, I saw fire on them, but
Thank you, We Are Nerdsmith, for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. The penultimate episode. We nearly blew up a Cashel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eleanor Cashel's eyebrows and the front of their hair is missing.
alright. Opening her bag, pulling out different types of like cleaning and burn cream type stuff and gauze and more. She turns to Cashel and talks to them, and it's just like, all right, this might really hurt. Would you like any whiskey? All right, and we'll start trying to take care of the wounds.
Do you want to just... We went down, got a real tour from Patrick, and something happened. And the spirit found us.
Something was angry.
Something came out of the ground.
It was energy. It wasn't beyond us.
Whatever it was angry. It started trying to destroy the mine. Oh, it did destroy the mine.
But Cass shot it with something. And Reese is gonna look at his arm where that stuff touched him. What does it look like?
Are you looking at the arm or are you looking at the armor?
Both?
The armor looks burnt. A ring all the way around your...
And the skin underneath?
bracelet tattoo. Perfectly formed around your arm.
A what?
You know, like a solid block that goes around. Tattoo.
Huh.
Like that, except just a solid, no fanciness.
It's just black?
Just black.
He's gonna like grip his arm. Does it hurt?
Oh.
Cass shot that thing and it started to go away, but not before the whole castle fell in.
Ashel. Still hold the cartridge. Sort of burned an impression on your palm.
So
Muted.
many times now.
Sorry?
My hands have been burned so many times now.
Over fire.
Yeah, Cashel has long since not had fingerprints.
Inside that cartridge, do you want to have a look?
Yeah, I think I look at it a bit dejectedly.
Trace elements of black, white flux around the ends. Welcome.
That's okay. It's more than I expected.
Patrick enters. We've been here for over 8 months. We didn't have a problem with that hot spring. You came and looked at it. What the heck happened down there?
First of all, we came and looked at it because you were having a problem with it. Let's not get our cause and effect mixed up.
You did literally ask her to look at it.
Alright,
I
granted. Question still stands. What the heck happened down there?
It got angry. It was angry. It was angry at you. That's not our fault.
It.
You saw the damn thing, didn't you? It was trying to tear down the mine. It was trying to get the Turgak. It was trying to take the thing that you were mining out of it.
Let Eleanor speak.
I don't really know. It was either sitting on a well of energy. It was just waiting to explode, waiting to get out. I don't know how long it would have gone before I got there, to be honest. All it took was one touch and it was out.
Joined us?
No. Just energy. Something kind of like a mix of Angial and Usgard. It was just building pressure. And when I touched it, it exploded, essentially.
What did you do to it? Looks at Cashel now. What did you put in the boomstick? Why did it explode? God damn it, the Fervin's rifle. What did you put in the rifle and why did it explode?
Ow. Flux. Just the black kind.
Such thing as black flux.
There wasn't till I discovered it.
Our operation here is ruined. The mine's flooded. Castle destroyed. We'll see if the water cools and if we can maybe dive and try and collect some of the Turgak that fell. Cashel, can you make of a... In fact, anyone can. Anyone can make me a Magian's roll except for Eris. Is Cashel going for it?
I'm gonna pass. I would know probably nothing about it, I think.
Not frick it, I'll do it. Why not?
Playing real low tonight on everything I do.
I did it. I rolled.
I'm
I
actually
rolled.
gonna give you one of my advantages, Cashel.
Okay, thanks.
You're so welcome.
Got this, I believe.
No better.
Yeah, no, you can't roll.
It was a rough night for the roll 20 dice.
Reese, do you have any nature things to do with animals?
Tracking and survival.
Survival would. Cash, as it woke and was angry, it was reaching for the Turgak, scooping it out of the walls. Reese, as you look back on this, kind of reminds you of a spider that's laid inside its food, usually some sort of dead animal, that wakes and begins eating to grow in size and grow strong. There was a lot of Turgag at castle above this strange phenomenon. Discuss.
I think we shook the web. That makes any sense?
Ebb.
Wasn't really going after people. If anything, it was thinking of them second as nuisance, something in the way. That thing was going after the metal in the walls. It was eating it, taking it for itself.
And getting stronger.
And if anything, us mining, well, you mining, shook the web. Made it realize that its dinner was being stolen. And it came out to fight back. At least it seems that way.
Well, we knew something was angry. I'm not really surprised. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by what we saw, but not really surprised by what happened.
I hate to say it, but I really did tell you so, Patrick.
What does that mean?
Mining there, poking it just didn't seem right.
Look, this proves, though. You said it wasn't a Fiondas, right? So it wasn't causing the Fiondas stuff.
No, but it made something else
I think that was
really
worse than a
angry.
Fiondas.
What is so bad that the Fiondas would attack you to get you to stop poking at it?
Incredible. The power that thing had, the white flux. And don't say there's no such thing, because I discovered that too. It is the single most powerful thing I have ever seen. The most powerful source, but in a dangerous and destructive way.
Say again. think I need your...
I was about to say we wanted to go see the children, but I think Cash and I can agree that maybe going that way would be better.
I wanted to see the puzzle piece the children held. I feel like I hold a bigger puzzle piece now than we might find even there.
Just do us a favor, Patrick. At least put in a good word for us.
I'll make sure you don't get shot on the side. As far as I'm concerned, you're all valid. On a mission from the Tal'Kiri, you should get some sort of, well, maybe not immunity, but...
Maybe we can find some answers there. Oh, Eris, you should probably read these. And he hands over Hope's letters, if they're still intact and not completely wet.
They are wet, but they're still legible.
Hey, something works today.
Eris, you said something when you came up, and I was wondering, you said you saw some crows?
I think some is an understatement.
How many?
Hundreds. As many as there are leaves on a tree.
From where? What direction? Heading which way?
They were not heading any way. They were watching. I went the night before the attack happened, the Fiondas attack. I saw a figure standing up on the southern cliff. And I went to go look. And the crows... I don't know. Something was making them follow me, or they weren't acting normal, and they were real. One of them bit me. I don't poke a crow. Something made them follow me up there, and I went and I found another one of those stone circles. Your Demorthan mysteries, but it was actually a burial site, a tomb of one of the brothers, one of the first men, the kings founded.
Right.
And there, on top of the tomb, like it was carved from ice, was a figure in a Fiondas mask, like we saw in the museum, like I saw in the museum. We saw in the one figure, and the crown. I don't know if these... I don't know if they're just using the bodies of the very long dead, or if there's something more. I thought that might be more of your specialty, Eleanor. I did catch a rune on one of the rocks, but just one. I wasn't about to sit there and dig them all out of the snow. I was freezing to death. And then the explosion happened. And
Right. Did you know what the rune looked like?
I would draw it out for her on a piece of paper. Looks like a knot, a line through it.
Like a running knot.
All right. Looking at it, what does it mean to Eleanor?
Make me an erudition.
Ooh. Would this be Demorthan tradition erudition roll? Okay.
You have anything to do with memory, though?
Nope, only erudition I have is base and Demorthan tradition.
So just the base.
Roll 20. Strikes again.
Could be instructions on how to tie a knot.
You mean it's not a Demorthan thing?
No, we have runes, but not like... I assume I would know that this is not a rune that was taught to me, certainly.
Not a rune.
Yeah, not one that's been taught to me.
Well,
and,
well, the circle up there looked just like your circles, and it had that weird feeling in it that you talked about the other day.
all right. Turning... Eleanor thinks two things. One, she's trying to think. So normally, like, crows, before she knew them as, like, depending on where they were going, the different meanings. 100 crows just following someone seems like a really bad sign, right?
Seems
No?
weird, right? Seems weird.
Like, it's not like an omen, though, that she knows. It's just fucking weird.
In the history of man, there has never been documented a case where 200 crows followed a person.
That's what I thought.
So no,
Alright.
it wouldn't be an omen as such. I mean, unless, they are a bird of death. I mean, but hey, maybe that just
And
means
we-
significant change.
I mean, we did just kind of have crap ton of people die.
Okay. Well, do you all think we should make a pit stop up at this tomb, or others do not think it's worthwhile for us all to go up there?
I mean, it really seemed like one of those Demorthan stone circles to me. I'm surprised that you don't know the root. Did they ever bury people in those? Where did they come from? Who started the stone circle thing? Is somebody buried in all of them?
Eleanor doesn't think so. That doesn't sound familiar to her. No, she thinks. I don't really.
I mean, if you didn't know what the rune was, and I don't know what the rune was, there's not really any point going and digging up the rest of them, because we're not going to figure out what they are anyway.
Fair enough.
It must have just been a cairn, and they decided to go with the circular thing, because it was a, thing people, circles are a nice shape, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're going wherever. Where are we going? And what about these puzzles and the children?
What if... This may be crazy. What if the Fiondas are guarding this place? Burying spirits of long dead.
I think that is an excellent hypothesis.
There's 2 more brothers. 2 more tombs.
But where? And do we really have the time to go and look for them?
But I'm not really saying we should go look for them. I'm throwing out the hypothesis that if these cities, this castle, just so happens to be built on top of this big energy creature thing, they bury their king looking down over it all, who keeps showing up. There are 3 kings. might there be more of these big, scary energy monster things?
And more
Yeah.
Turgactamine.
I think you've entirely missed the point of the entire conversation, but okay.
Again, do you not remember the whole, like, disturbing the web thing?
Alright, so we dug too
And-
deep that time, but we could just take a little bit off the top.
I wouldn't really suggest it, to be honest. You're messing with elements you don't understand. I mean, it's a triad and angial, which is a whole cycle. You're messing with a whole cycle.
How do you expect to survive if something like that happens again?
That's... Alright, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But there would be...
You were
no
lucky you got
Turg-
down that far.
I am inclined to think that instead of poking powers we can't possibly understand, we go and report this to somebody who may know more than we do. That has, like a library or a book to read.
That's why you should probably read the letters.
Can one of you
Oh.
read back the letters if Eris...
I don't have the exact wording, but I can read back the gist of them.
leave it as scrap?
There are 3 letters. All
A lot
from
of threes going on.
Yeah.
Hayden
The
has-
first one is...
Hayden is not in the room with you all, by the way. Hayden is...
Okay. The first one was from... I'm gonna botch this. Aster Bale? Bale? Leader of the city is what I wrote down. He sent Hope to find out about the
The
Fiona.
Sailor of Ostabale.
There we go.
Sorry, that was Max. Guidance out of here.
No, that's good. Find out what was sending the Fiondas, how to fight the Fiondas, including something called Nevin's Children? Nevin's Children? The Fiondas were moving from the center out. Neven is a bunch of fighters of the Fiondas. They're legendary. Neven was this woman who fought and died fighting the Fiondas. And then there's the Rise letter, which comes from a university where Hope studied. They're hoping to send her, this university, this group, the Council of Eldron, and someone named Garrick Jamail, all sent Hope to basically protect this place and make sure the Fiondas weren't disturbing it. They were suspicious of the other leaders trying to stop them, but basically they were just trying to make weapons. And then the last letter is actually from Hope to someone named Waylard. Hope was keeping notes. She knows about the Fiondas and knows both leaders were interested. She talks about us in the letter and how we were innocent and how it was kind of sweet. She knows Patrick, or knew Patrick, and she thought we would have been dead way before now. But yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you.
Did the children mean anything to Eris?
They are
Is that
something...
I would have heard of before?
It's give me an erudition roll, but you probably would have heard of them, but more in passing than anything else is my gut.
I'll use an advantage because I need to. 16. So complicated.
Okay, on a 16, you know of the Nevin's children? They are Talkiri based, especially down southwest, where more of the Osag clans roam. However, they often head into the mountains seeking Yondas to fight. They make their life's mission to seek and kill Fiona.
Crazy people. Got it.
A lot of them die.
With a death wish. Got it.
Over the next couple of days, the site packs up. Patrick invites you all to come with him and the miners back to Rise, where they're going to return to their families. Probably jobless. The officers will be alright, but the workers... I'm assuming you'll go with. Yeah. Two nights pass by the anthill with no movement. Then on a peak to the south, two Fiondas gather. They stand head bowed towards the peak, before turning back towards the anthill and moving down. As they step, various other Fiondas join them from trees. Some are trees, like creatures. Others are much smaller, much larger. Some have no real shape that you can describe. They're just a gargantuan monstrosity, a homunculus. They begin filing into the steam. Perhaps another day passes. Perhaps another week. Perhaps a month. It's a long journey to... However, on the old site of Aylwood Soch, where the Rise men were doing their best to defend it, but they didn't by any means make up an army, just a skeleton force of defenders. The Ondas begin to line up, taking ancient but effective alien, all in their different sizes, a great many more human-shaped few. That gonna lead. They begin marching.
Whale.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hi.
Hi everyone.
What are the crows doing? Kelly wants to know. Eris wants to pointedly ignore them.
Who knows who crows work for? They fly overhead.
Okay, but we're not gonna spend stream time doing the month of travel, right? Because if it only takes us 3 hours to cross a log, we're never gonna get to Reese. We're never gonna
We're
get to
all
Ryan.
97 and still playing this game.
Season 28, here we come.
I'm just making sure. We're time skipping, right? Because I just had log like memories just come back, and I just went, oh god, no.
If I
Yes,
never see another log in my life, it'll be too soon.
Too soon. Scrat's considering making us do the entire month. I could see it on their face.
Check out our social links, everyone. There's Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can come and be a part of the community, come and get involved, or catch up with the season. Also, check out our sponsors, the Deck of Many, who create the Deck of Many Things. Thank you very much, Kayla, for the reading earlier. Do we think it's appropriate, Eris? Also, thank you very much. They're producing the Humblewood setting, which you can check out. It looks wonderful. They're planning to release on November. Follow the link, and you will find it. Also, check out Mageham Press, who create third-party content for the 5e. On Thursdays at 1 PM when we play Argo 37. It's Alice's timey-wimey, spoopy-doopy super campaign. You should go and check it out. I don't think I have any parting thoughts. Hee.
It's always tea every
Don't
week.
make us go through an entire month in real time, in game time. We're never gonna get
What's our
anywhere.
raid cry gonna be?
Not the logs.
Not the logs. There was critical yeet at one point.
Critical
I
Yeet's
did
pretty
like
good.
critical yeet. That was
like
choice.
Hey, look, that was the high point of the episode. It happened about 5 minutes into our section, and you know what? Everything went downhill from there.
I don't know. I quite enjoyed fucking with Eris, but that's obviously, you know, that's a difficult.
Hashtag no sex.
Let's go for a critical yeet type. Raid cry. Thank you very much for. Hope you look forward to the finale next week. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Rachel, getting that in raid cry form. Right, so we're gonna go on a raid. Until next week, keep on evoking emotions. See you all later on. Bye. Learned happy.